Good morning. Today I'll start with the presentation for module 5. Since module 4 has topics on corona and another topic is on underground cables. Both these topics, some of the theory part I have given as assignment. So I will continue with module 5 because it is related to module 3, and then we will go for module 4. So in module 5 we have the distribution systems. Okay, so in this distribution systems, we have already seen in the first chapter on distribution systems. So we'll just have a quick recall. We will recall the terms and then we will move further. In distribution system, it is a part of the power system which distributes electric power for consumer purposes. And the distribution system, it consists of feeders, which is large current carrying conductors, then distributors, which is lower current carrying conductors, and the tappings are taken from the distributors, and the service means, which are mainly underground cables which go to the consumer premises. A distribution system, it is classified on different types. So one is depending on the nature of the current, that is it can be AC or DC, and then depending on the type of the construction, it can be overhead or underground distribution system. Then we have the scheme of connection. So we will be seeing, I will be highlighting on this scheme of connection in the next slides. AC distribution system. This also we have seen in the first chapter where we have drawn a single line diagram and we have this divided as primary distribution and secondary distribution. The voltages for the primary distribution levels, just recall, it is 11 kV, 6.6 kV, 3.3 kV, and generally the distribution is in terms of 3-phase 3-wire system. Secondary distribution system, it is mainly 400 to 230 volts and 3-phase 4-wire system. The distribution is 3-phase 4-wire system. Next we will see on the scheme of connection which I had put in the first slide. What are the different schemes of connection for the distribution system? That is mainly the secondary distribution system. We can have in the distribution system, we can have radial, because main thing, distribution of energy is done by constant voltage system. So either we can have radial system. Now what is this radial system? So separate feeders radiate from the single substation and feed the distributor from one end only. So this is a diagram, single line diagram of a radial system. Here we can see from the substation there are separate feeders which move on either directions, where from one feeder there is a distributor taken and then there are service mains given to the feeder. So this is mainly used for short distances and there are some limitations on this. Check the textbook for the limitations on radial system. Next we have is a ring main system. So in this ring main system, what happens, that is there is a feeder network created, and then from this feeder network there are tappings taken for the distributors on all the sides. There are advantages of this type of radial system, that is if there is a fault at any one of the part of the feeder, then what happens, that is there is a service, continuity of service through the other section of the feeder, and so there is no power cut in any of these consumer premises or service mains. So there is always continuity of supply. Right, so that is the advantage of a ring main system. The next type what we have is the interconnected system. So in this interconnected system we have the feeder similar to the previous, the ring main system. We have the feeder network, but there are two substations, two or more substations or generating stations are connected to the feeder network. Now what is the advantage of this type of interconnected system? That is, if there is at peak loads, say we need power from both these substations, or in other times one substation can be switched off and only one substation can work and supply the power to all the consumer premises. So that is the advantage of this interconnected system. Now we will come to the AC distribution. Again we will be seeing, we have DC distribution and as well as AC distribution, but we will be seeing mainly on AC distribution. In AC distribution, the addition and subtraction of currents or voltages are done vectorially. It is not arithmetically. The currents and voltages are added or subtracted vectorially. In AC system, power factor has to be taken into account. That is, two types of referring are may be referred to the supply or receiving end voltage, which is regarded as a reference vector, or another is may be referred to the voltage at the load point itself. Now, methods of solving AC distribution problem. So one type is the power factor of various load currents have to be considered, since the current in different sections of the distributor will be the vector sum of load current and not the arithmetic sum, which I had said earlier. So this power factor, it can be considered with respect to receiving or sending end voltage, or with respect to load voltage itself. Now we will see this first type, and then we will analyze on how we can get the sending end voltage, feeder voltage VA. Here the first type, power factor referred to receiving end voltage. So receiving end voltage, we are considering these power factors. Receiving end voltage is taken as VB. Now here this is a feeder, this is a single line diagram of a distributor system. So we have a feeder at point A, and then AC and CB are the, or AB is the distributor, point C and B are the service mains tappings. And the currents we have considered, I2 is at the point B and I1 is at the point C. Okay. So, and all these terms you can just go through this. Now we are considering referring to the receiving end. So the power factor is considered with respect to VB, with respect to VB vector. So we have to draw the phasor diagram. Now the same single line diagram is drawn here. How to draw the phasor diagram considering VB as a reference? So VB as a reference, draw the straight line. Then I2 is at an angle phi 2 with respect to VB. I2 is at an angle of phi 2 with respect to VB. I1 is at an angle phi 1 with respect to VB. I1 is at an angle of phi 1 with respect to VB. And IAC, if I want to get, it is that is a vectorial sum of I1 and I2. So it is I1 and I2, I get IAC. Right, sum of I1 and I2, I get IAC. Now if I want to get VC, this voltage, then it is VB plus the drop in this, that is VCB, right? So that I can write as I2R2 plus I2X2, right? So VB, then I2R2, parallel to I2, draw the drop I2R2 at an angle of 90 degree, draw I2X2, right? So we get VC is VB plus this drop I2R2 plus JX2. So VC will be the sum of VB plus this. Now if I want to get VA, VA is VC plus this drop, right? That is IAC. So it is VB is that is VA will be the sum of VC plus IAC current into R1. IAC at an this you draw parallel to IAC. IAC, draw parallel to IAC. This vector IAC R1 at an angle of 90 degree, draw IAC X1. Then the resultant will give you VA. So VC plus IAC into Z1 will give you VA. Now we'll write all the terms. So impedance ZAC is R1 from this R1 plus JX1. Then ZCB is R2 plus JX2. The current IC is equal to I1, right, at the point, this is I1 is equal to I1 cos phi 1 minus J sin phi 1, I2 is equal to all these terms. Similarly, current at section ICB, I can write what is the current at section ICB. ICB is I2 alone, IAC is I1 plus I2. Remember, IAC is I1 plus I2, right, IAC is I1 plus I2, ICB is alone I2. So add all those terms. Now the voltage drop we can get, that is VCB is equal to ICB into ZP. Just refer the diagram, single line diagram, and then write all these equations. So now the sending end voltage I can write as the reference voltage VB plus the drop. VB plus VBC plus VAC is the voltage at this point, feeder point VA. Sending end current IA will be I1 plus I2. Now we will take an example. This is a single AC distributor 300 meters long, and all these terms are given. The load resistance and the reactance terms are given. Calculate the total voltage drop in the distributor, that is the sending end voltage VA you have to calculate, and the load power factors refer to the voltage at the farther end or at the receiving end. So these values are given, right, in the question. Now first draw the single line diagram, that is VA we have, and then 100 amps from point A. So from point A 200 meters it is 100 amps. So at 200 meters it is 100 amps with a power factor of 0.707, and 200 amps at point 8 lagging 300 meters from point A. So from point A 300 meters we have another. So together you have, this is 200 plus 100 meter will become 300, right? So from 300 meters we have current I2 at an angle of cos phi 2 is 0.8 lagging. Now same thing we have written these equations. Now just implement those, and also the reactance resistance they have told as it is. You can see the resistance, it is given as 0.2 per kilometer, 0.2 and 0.1 per kilometer. So 0.2 divided by 1000, and the distance what is here is 200, right? So ZAC is 200, so per kilometer, and for this 200 meters what is the value? So this is in terms of meters per kilometer, so I get only in terms of ohm into the distance 200, right? Similarly here ZCB section it is for 100, so 100 divided by 1 kilometer, so I have to remove that meters, right? So that is why divided by 1 kilometer, per kilometer they have given, so divided by 1000, so you get this. Then substitute in the equations in the theory what we have seen, same equations, then get the values for ICB, IAC, just refer looking this diagram, write these equations, VCB and all these. So now we get as VAC, that is the voltage drop in the distributor is VAC plus VCB, that is the voltage drop in the distributor. They have asked the voltage drop in the distributor, not the sending end voltage. So it is VAC plus VCB, correct? So calculate the total voltage drop in the distributor. It is not VA, it is VAC plus VCB, that is the voltage drop in the distributor. Then calculate the magnitude since we get the rectangular form. So some topics, that is this topic is from page 300 onwards in the ebook which is uploaded in Google Classroom, and refer the overhead and underground systems from the ebook. So this is all for today. Just go through all these terms and then clear your doubts if you have any doubts. That's all.